Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the illusion of the narcissistic relationship. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the illusion, that's what the narcissistic relationship was. Now to you, when you entered that relationship, you were doing what you said you would do. You were keeping your words, and you were accountable for your actions. You were committed to being in that relationship. Maybe it was a friendship, maybe it was a romantic relationship, business, colleague, person in a organization or hobby group or community that you were part of, but you were there for a purpose. And perhaps you believed that the person that you entered the relationship with was going to keep their word as well. That's what I believe. That's what we usually believe. And then what happens is we fall for the mask. We don't know that there are people out there like the narcissist who wanted to take from us. And we don't know that other people wanted to be us. And there are people that are envious and jealous of us. That is what the narcissist is. They are an envious, jealous, anxiety-riddled creature, a person who needs to take from unsuspecting people or people who aren't strong enough to break free from the relationship. They want to keep people trapped. And they want to keep that illusion spinning around in people's minds. The illusion of what once was, which was the euphoric / love bomb stage, or perhaps some of the memories that you did have when you were in the relationship that were good, because yes, you were in that relationship with the narcissist. I am certain you had some good times. There's no two ways about it. But did the good times outweigh the negativity and the gaslighting and the stonewalling and the silent treatment? They did not. Did they outweigh the smear campaign that you had to endure? Maybe you are enduring it right now. No. Did they outweigh all of the rebuilding that you had to go through? No, they didn't. So that is why the narcissistic relationship, it is one of the, if not the most challenging relationship to be a part of, because you are believing in the illusion of what once was. But that what once was the mask. That's what you fell for. That's how you were tricked and trapped and manipulated into entering that relationship, because you believed what you saw in the beginning of that relationship was sustainable and it would continue on perhaps for the most of the rest of your life. Maybe not the rest of your life, but most of it. Because in between there will be some not so good times, just like there are with any relationship. But you believed that the narcissist would be the person that they portrayed themselves to be when you were in the beginning of that relationship. And that was all on purpose. The narcissist wanted you to fall for the mask. They wanted to get as close to you as they possibly could so they could take whatever they wanted from you. And that is why, let's take the romantic relationship for a moment. That's why it's so challenging to break free from the romantic relationship once you don't have the wisdom, because you weren't taught this in school and you didn't know what you were up against, and you fell in love with somebody who could not fall in love with you. And if that was you, understand that that was an illusion you fell in love with. You essentially were looking at somebody who was reflecting back to you what you wanted to see in them. That's a whole different video. My point of this part of the video is to let you know that the narcissistic relationship, it's one big illusion. That's exactly what it is. Did it happen? Yes. Was it what you thought it was? No. Did you finally get that light bulb moment and you understood that, wait a minute, I need to get away from these people or this person as far as I can, because this person is consuming my time. They're consuming my energy. My health has taken a hit. My mental clarity is very, very weak. My finances have taken a hit, etc. My social circle is decimated. My own family perhaps won't even talk to me. Maybe you're isolated. Maybe you are self-isolating. But these are all the things we go through post-narcissistic relationship, or when we are looking to end the relationship with the narcissist. You see, the mask is just that. It's a mask. And that is what the narcissist showed you when they first met you. Think about who they were. They looked at you as a beautiful, bright, shiny object. They did not look at you as a beautiful human being. The beautiful, bright, shining light that I speak about on the channel, that's not how they looked at you. They looked at you as someone who did not know their value or their worth, and certainly did not know they were going to enter a narcissistic relationship. And the narcissist looks at people as opportunities. They look at people as pawns. They look at people as puppets to manipulate. And they look at people as people to be trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. That is what the narcissist wants to do virtually with any past relationship that they were a part of. They try to keep people trapped. They try to stay living in people's minds rent-free. And it's not until you go no contact, you block these people, you delete them, you remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them, And then you begin to heal, and you begin to see that your energy does return, that the abundance is within you. It is not, and it has never been within the narcissist. The narcissist is hollow and shallow. They need an energy source to fuel them through life. And for a period of time, that fuel source was you. My hope is it's not you any longer. My hope is you are narcissist free, and you've block these people and remove them from your life, or at least utilize gray rock and do not interact with these people. The narcissist cannot change. They're stuck in a loop, and the loop just goes around and around and around. And at times you were in that loop, and you were believing that you could take the illusion and make it real. You can't, you couldn't. You thought what the relationship was something other than it really was, because the narcissist wasn't in love with you. They can't be in love with anybody. They have no empathy. They want to take. They want to create devastation and destruction. They want to manipulate people. They want people believing in the illusion. That is, again, why the mask is so strong from the narcissist. The mask that they wear is the mask that you wanted to see. It is customized for you. It is not customized for me. It's not customized for anybody else. It's a unique mask that fits one size, and it is for you. That is why the narcissist can shapeshift so easily. That is why they are one person to you in front of people and someone different to you behind closed doors. That is why they're somebody completely different when they're at work. That is why there's somebody different when certain people they surround themselves with at barbecues or events. The narcissist is always turning the charm on and turning the charm off. And their charm is 100% fake. It's nothing but an illusion. And you fell for it. And when you fall for it and you don't have the wisdom on narcissism, it's not your fault. You just were manipulated. You were believing that that person had your best interest at heart. You were believing that they were going to keep their word. You were believing that perhaps you were going to create a family and grow old with them, or travel the world, or create a business, or do what your plans were. But none of those came to fruition. Maybe some of them did, but most of them didn't, because the more you stayed with the narcissist, the more the abuse got ramped up, and the less the mask fit their face, and the more abuse was dished out to you. And you were being punished for being you. You were being punished for staying in the relationship. You were being punished for being an empath. You were being punished for being yourself. This is what the narcissist does. It's an illusion. Every single time you would be in the relationship, let's say you had a day or 2 days or a week, maybe even had a couple weeks of relatively stable or healthy interactions with the narcissist, what would happen? Your spider senses would be tingling, and you'd be saying, wait a minute, I just had 3 good weeks here. Something's going on. This usually doesn't last this long. And then sure enough, what would happen? Well, tomorrow the other shoe would drop, and you would experience gaslighting, or the rage fits, or silent treatment, or stonewalling, whatever you would be experiencing. And the reason that would be because the narcissist doesn't want stability. They want to keep you walking around on eggshells. They don't want you getting too comfortable in the relationship. They didn't when they first met you. Well, let me rephrase that. When they first met you, they wanted you to be comfortable. That's the mask that you fell for. And you thought the whole relationship was going to be like that. Once they knew they had you, in other words, once you had children, or relocated, or went into business with them, or married them, etc., that's when they knew that they had you. And that's when devaluation really, really began. That's when it ramped up. That is when they were doing their best to string you along, to future fake you, to keep you believing in the illusion and the mask. And going back to those 3 weeks, if you had a 3-week period of a somewhat relatively normal relationship with the narcissist, the other shoe would drop, because they did not want you to be too comfortable and too stable. They needed to keep you off kilter. They wanted you walking around in eggshells. So then they would implement some more punishment to you. And that's what they do. That's why they ghost people. That's why they leave their texts that you would send to them unread, or they wouldn't reply to you at all, or they would reply one word, which would be K. That's why they would invalidate you and devalue you and tell you that you were worthless and you couldn't do anything without them, and you're fortunate to be with them, and you're so lucky to be with them, and they could get all their exes back in a second if they wanted to. And you're not special, you're not unique. They told you that you shouldn't have even, your mom told you you shouldn't have even married them, or vice versa, that they shouldn't have even married you. All these things that they share with you, it's meant to keep you stuck and trapped, and it's meant to keep you believing that the days will get better. And why you had that 3-week period of time that was good, it's because the narcissist was getting supply from somebody else, and you probably, not necessarily, but they wanted to keep you, giving you breadcrumbs of what could be. And as soon as you got comfortable, boom, here comes the abuse. It gets ramped up again. In the narcissistic relationship, you will be on a roller coaster of emotions. You will be taken very high and you will be dropped extremely low. You will not know ever when both of your feet will be on the ground, because essentially they're not on the ground, because you're believing in the illusion, you're believing in the mask, you're believing the narcissist knows more than you do, and you're believing in the words of the narcissist, you're believing in the gaslighting, you're believing in so many things that they're doing to you and the words that they're saying, because you are beaten down when you're in these relationships. Usually you're isolated, and usually you don't know what it is, meaning narcissism, that you're dealing with, and usually you try to wrap your head around it, but you can't figure it out. And then you would talk to some of your friends, maybe if you were fortunate when you were in the relationship, and you would say, something's wrong here, I can't quite figure it out, but something's wrong. And your friends would say, well, that's just a marriage, you know, nothing's perfect. Stick it out. You've been married X number of years. It's not a big thing. We all go through troubled times. It's a marriage. It can be rocky at times. But what they don't know, or maybe they do, is that you're in a narcissistic relationship, and that is a relationship you need to cut all ties with once you've identified you're in a narcissistic relationship, because they don't improve, they only deteriorate. They do not get better, they only get weaker, and they crack and they break and they fall apart, because the narcissist is not keeping their word, and they're watching your life implode, and they're watching your health and your finances and your social circle and your status and your ability to believe in yourself all disappear. Everything fades away. And just like the illusion fades away post-narcissistic relationship, so does the narcissist. They slither away onto a new supply, and they create a new mask for the new supply. They give them what they gave you, which is an illusion of what could be in the future. But all it is smoke and mirrors. There's no substance to these people. They're hollow, shallow, empty vessels, and they need to fool people. They need to manipulate people. They need to accumulate people. They need to accumulate relationships and broken hearts, and they need to blow up people's families, and they need to blow up people's plans and futures. That's what the narcissist does. And so you didn't understand back then what you know now, but looking back at the narcissistic relationship, was it an illusion? Was it real? I will tell you right now, the experiences that you had, they were real, because you're a kind, loving, healthy, empathetic, stable person. You don't play games. You don't manipulate people. You probably wore your heart on a sleeve back then. You probably didn't have boundaries, and you probably were a yes person, which means you were very agreeable, or you were so beaten down you just did what the narcissist wanted you to do. But remember, the narcissist is none of those things. What they are is they are a bully and a coward, and they need to have people to control. They need to have people to blow up people's lives. They need to have people in their life so they can have someplace to go to when they weren't with you. That's why the narcissist has so many sources of supply. And I'm not talking about romantic exclusively. I'm talking about the narcissist gets supply from pets, from planes, from trips, from business, from neighbors, from groups, from social media. They get supply at left, right, and center. And there are different kinds of supply the narcissist gets, different kinds of illusions that they will throw out at people. That's why, let's say you're on social media and you're on a dating app, and you shouldn't be on a dating app, but if you are, those things are crawling with narcissists and toxic people, just to let you know. But if you are on those things, think about the conversations that you're having with people. Are they real, stable, healthy relationship or conversations? They're probably not. They're probably, you're probably playing a game of you revealing everything about yourself, and the narcissist is listening to you and asking you more personal questions and trying to get close to you. And the next thing you know, they ghost you for a few days, and they come back and say, hey, where were you? That's what the narcissist does. They are just shells. They're empty. And by the way, dating apps, please, pro tip, don't be on those things. If you can avoid it, they're not going to help you out. If you have good experiences with them, drop comments below. But I'm willing to guess that you've encountered more toxic people on those than healthy or stable people. Understand what I'm sharing with you. But the illusion of the narcissistic relationship, it is huge. Think about this one, post-relationship, when it's over and the dust has settled and the fog has lifted and your mind is clear. When that happens, you look back at the relationship and you understand that you had to go through that. There was no other way. You had to take the lifelong learning lessons from that relationship and apply them to present day. By doing that, you understand that there are people, so many people out there that don't have your best interest at heart, but you will be reflecting back in periods of time in the future of that relationship and saying, did that really happen? Did I do that? Was that an illusion? I can't believe I went through that. Well, the truth is you did go through it. It was real and you're here. But the narcissist, they did throw that illusion at you. That's why when the narcissist, what that means is they were present, but they weren't wearing the mask. They were not actually being themselves or authentic, unless they were taking the mask off and peppering you with abuse. But post-relationship, think about this. What is a Hoover? I mention this frequently on the channel recently because Hoovers should not be accepted. That's when the narcissist is trying to draw you back into the relationship. Having said that, what is a Hoover? A Hoover is at times the narcissist planting the illusion of what once was in your mind and seeing if you are strong enough to not take a bite of the forbidden fruit, to see if you will not accept the Hoover, to see if you will accept the Hoover, to see if you're strong enough that you have broken the cycle and you now understand who they are and that you should want nothing to do with them. That's what a Hoover is in the very basic layman-like terms. A Hoover is the illusion. They're throwing it back at you, seeing if you'll fall for it one more time. That's why you should not accept a Hoover. They will never, ever serve you. What would happen if you accepted a Hoover is the narcissist would be living in your mind again, and if you rekindled the relationship, it will end again with a thud, a crash, a bang, and it will benefit the narcissist. It will not benefit you. They will simply put another notch in their tool belt, saying that, yep, they got you again. That's what they do. The narcissist is trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. They are the one constant, the one staple. What they want to do is grab onto as many people as they possibly can and capture them and have them stay stuck in that devaluation stage as long as they possibly can. And that's what they do. That's why they go on from person to person, super gluing a new mask to their face. That is why each and every narcissistic relationship does have an expiration date, because they can't keep that mask on forever. It's impossible. When you are a genuine or honest or authentic individual, you don't tell lies, you tell the truth. And that's not what the narcissist wants to hear. They don't want anyone to be genuine or authentic. They're trying to capture people and have them exist in that low vibrational quagmire state where they exist. They want to steal people's beautiful, bright, shining light and their energy and all of their resources. And again, they accomplish that until when? Until they don't any longer. And that's when you go no contact and block them, etc. But the illusion of the narcissist, it's all scattered throughout you. Think about the nights that you would be thinking where they were, what they were doing, who they were with. This is either when you were discarded or when you were still in the relationship if they weren't with you. Your mind was trapped. Your mind was thinking about the narcissist. It wasn't understanding that, wait a minute, this person wants me doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be focusing on myself and healing and working on myself and rebuilding myself. But again, back then you didn't know what narcissism was. You did not know that you had to heal from this relationship. You just thought that the person was having a bad day, week, month, year, decade, life. That's not the case. The narcissist is a very, very toxic person, and they do know what they're doing, and they do try to keep people stuck, and they do not want people to figure it out, and they do not want people to break the cycle and have boundaries. That's what the narcissist doesn't want. But now that you're getting the wisdom and you're applying the tools, you understand that some of that relationship that you were in was nothing but an illusion, specifically the beginning of it. Did it happen? Yes. Did it happen with an authentic or genuine person? No. That person was an illusion. They were just showing back to you what you wanted to see. And it's a very tough pill to swallow or to wrap your head around when you don't know what narcissism is. But now you're getting it, you're understanding, and you're getting your cup full and you're paying it forward. This is the path. The path is to stick with honest, authentic, genuine, real human beings, not people who are trying to manipulate you and blow up everything around you, and not by people who are trying to drive wedges between you and anything that matters to you. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And the narcissistic relationship you were part of, was it real? Yes, it was real. To you. The narcissist was simply wearing a mask and manipulating you, and they knew they had you, and they knew they were going to keep you stuck as long as they possibly could until you actually understood that all they're doing is wearing a mask and keeping that illusion alive. The illusion must disappear, as it always does post-narcissistic relationship, once you've healed and once you've reached the pinnacle of indifference. Everyone, I love you all. God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, you guys.